We're getting right down to the nitty-gritty in this best of the best horror countdown inside the final top 10. And I have a cold. Fuck my nose. Oh well. I promise this is the last found footager on my countdown for the best in horror of 2024 through 2025, but today's level in the countdown is more about feet than anything else. Someone called Tarantino stat. It'll all make sense to you after you check out number 9 on the list and the subsequent worth noting choice. At number 9 is found footage, The Making of the Patterson Project. It was released on June 24th, 2025, and is available on demand on Amazon Prime from Vertical Entertainment. It's directed by Max Tzannes and written by David San Miguel and Max Tzannes. Ambitious filmmaker Chase, played by Brennan Keel Cook, attempts to make his first feature-length movie, The Patterson Project, a found footage film about the fictional grandson of Roger Patterson investigating the validity of his grandpa's infamous footage taken of Bigfoot way back in 1967. With his best bud Mitchell, played by Chen Tang, his girlfriend Natalie, played by Erica Vetter, and local furniture store owner turned creative financier Frank, played by Dean freaking Cameron, Chase seems to be pulling it off after they convince an elderly woman, played by Suzanne Ford, to donate $20,000 to the production. Once they cast the film and get up to the shoot, though, the Patterson Project seems to be cursed with one mishap after another. Turns out something darker is going on, as captured by a team of French filmmakers who are following Chase and his crew around, making a documentary of their own about the making of a found footage movie. Got all that? Let's get this out of the way. I don't want to spoil it that there is a Bigfoot in this film or not. That's part of the fun of it all. Guessing just what the hell, if anything, is going on is what makes this movie so special. Found footage is basically about a group of filmmakers trying to make a Bigfoot movie and running into one problem after another. Is it paranormal or just bad luck? Telling you that ventures into spoiler territory, and I think this film is best left with the viewer guessing and making their own decision, though there is a definite answer by the truly creepy end. I will say that found footage is a film that gets better the further you get into it. What starts out as a rather lighthearted mockumentary in the style of maybe Waiting for Guffman or Best in Show soon becomes the stuff of nightmares in the third act. Found footage is a terribly funny movie, with the actors playing everything straight all the way through. There are no goofy takes or apes toward the camera, indicating that anyone is in on the joke. The humor comes from the earnest nature of Brendan Keel Cook as Chase. He's oblivious to what is going on around him because he's basically living his dream by directing this movie. Part of that means that he doesn't know what this obsession with filmmaking is doing to his relationship with Natalie. The relationship between Chase and Natalie, played by Erica Vetter, is center stage in the documentary the French filmmakers are taking, as they catch the behind-the-scenes stuff, like Natalie's reactions to Chase not taking her feelings seriously, and at sometimes taking advantage of her kindness and willingness to see her boyfriend achieve his dream. This proves to be the heart of the movie, and it's one that is both tragic and convincing, made possible by the strong acting from the leads, Cook and Vetter. While the emotional core kept my attention, I truly loved seeing the focus on the problematic day-to-day craziness of making a movie. Having worked on a few low-budget films myself, I recognized and sympathized with Chase as these setbacks occurred. Setbacks like having the guy in the Bigfoot suit being shot by a clueless hunter or the food going bad are just things that happen when you shoot a low-budget movie guerrilla style. But as the problems mount, it's apparent something strange is going on. Since this is a found footage film made with the mockumentary format, authenticity is key. So let me go down my found footage 101 checklist to see how it all stacks up. First off, I've talked about the acting feeling comfortable and real. The interactions do not feel like they were scripted, yet the dialogue does reveal things in a natural way. Found footage is also authentic in that it never uses music that might have been added in later.
There is music, but that comes from the sources in the film, such as the radio or a crew member's guitar, all used to evoke emotional connection. There's a scene towards the end that touched me quite deeply as a PA writes a song about wrapping up this shoot that has been troubled, but recognizing the bond the crew has with one another. It's poignant and elevates this film by adding some heart before the bombastic finale. There are moments where the camera is dropped or is placed in the very right place to capture something happening behind the scenes, but it's done with subtlety. The filmmakers don't drop the camera and run because one group is making a movie and not noticing what is going on right in the periphery. And the French filmmakers keep filming because they want to document everything without intervention. Found footage really is a film about being so focused on what's in front of you that many simply choose not to see the dangers creeping in from all sides. Finally, there's a Blair Witch up-nose shot, but it's in there more as a joke as it occurs within the found footage being made, and since this is always a trope of mediocre found footage films, it indicates what kind of movie Chase is going for. The inclusion of the up-nose shot is more of an in-joke for those who have seen too many scenes like this in found footage movies. Blair Witch Project is mentioned numerous times, indicating its relevance to the subgenre, as well as the tentpole many wannabe filmmakers base their films upon. I have to take a second to recognize the performance of Dean Cameron as Frank, the financier. While I didn't recognize him at first, it was awesome seeing an icon such as Chainsaw from Summer School make a lengthy appearance in this film. It's because of this performance that much of the Curb Your Enthusiasm style arguments and uncomfortable moments shine so much in found footage. I hope this signals more work for the truly talented actor. Found footage is filled with wonderful scenes of movie-making madness, such as the guy in the Bigfoot suit sneaking a smoke while on break, and the gymnastics required to please a producer who only gave money to the project because she believes Alan Rickman is starring in the film. Spoiler, the late actor does not make an appearance, but the way the group works around that problem is one of the funniest scenes in the movie. Found footage, the making of the Patterson Project, is a wonderful mix of meta-horror as it focuses on someone making a found footage film while being the subject of filmmakers making a documentary about found footage filmmakers. So there are fun conversations where Chase tries to explain what found footage is to people who are not so savvy to the subgenre. The film relies heavily on comedy, but there is a looming darkness that starts pretty much from the beginning and grows exponentially. And I found the final reel to be surprisingly shocking as the film shifts gears from clever comedy to horror seamlessly. Reminiscent of another truly imaginative found footage film, Found Footage 3D, Found Footage, the making of the Patterson Project, takes tried and true found footage tropes and honors and lampoons them. It feels like smarter, next-level found footaging and Bigfooting better than the usual films you see in both subgenres. Those who follow my reviews know that I am a fan of Bigfoot, found footage, and things I've never seen before in horror. Found footage has all three. Sort of. I highly recommend you seek this indie gem out.
Speaking of feet, here's a twisted little psychological nugget about a man who no longer recognizes his own foot and obsesses about lopping it off. Worth noting today is Above the Knee. It was released on September 9th, 2025, and is streaming on Screambox from Blue Finch Film Releasing. It's directed by Viljar Bøe and written by Freddie Singh and Viljar Bøe. Writer Freddie Singh plays Amir, a man with a strong delusion that his leg is rotting. After a failed attempt to cut his leg off, Amir seeks advice from another woman suffering from this particular psychological issue, Rike, played by Louise Waje Anda, who is able to see but feels more comfortable pretending that she is blind. As the two form a friendship and Amir's home and work life begin to crumble, both of their psychoses amplify, and Amir begins to hatch a plan to destroy his rotten leg for good. From the director of Good Boy, not the Puppy in Peril movie that's out now in theaters, but the twisted flick about a guy who keeps a dude dressed in a dog costume as a pet that was released a couple years ago, Above the Knee is a fascinating psychological body horror film that delves into some very dark places. This is a real condition that I believe is called DPDR, or depersonalized derealization disorder, though I believe they refer to it as something else in the film, most likely because it is from another country. It's the belief that a body part is not your own, but in fact an alien appendage that is invading one's body. That's what our lead Amir believes anyway. He sees a decaying infected foot when he looks down at his own foot and wants to remove it. While this is a film that is small in scope, the way it captures this specific disorder is exemplary. It really allows you inside Amir's very sick mind. It's in this kind of intimacy where the potent body horror lies. Of course, Amir is not well, and we're made privy to this POV through some simple effects, but also through the paintings that Amir paints. Keeping this whole thing, the disorder, his thoughts about rectifying it, and the paintings from his wife and friends cause a significant rift, and it's tragic seeing the whole drama play out. Freddie Singh isn't the most dynamic of actors as Amir. He's cold, closed off, and blunt in his speech, but this performance makes the role feel all the more real and carries much less baggage as it would if it were a recognizable actor. The film is well acted, it's just that Singh is a difficult lead to follow as he puts the viewer in a position that is far from comfortable. Above the Knee is not your typical horror film. It has its moments of gore as Amir repeatedly tries to remove his foot, but it's the place this film puts you in that I found to be so effective. It's not a thrill-a-minute kind of film, but it will burrow into your psyche and fester, and you might feel the urge to dig it out.
As always, feel free to agree, disagree, or how about you play along at home and give me your own picks for your own favorite movies of the year. It's October, so let's talk horror. Come back tomorrow for the next level in the Best in Horror Countdown. Be sure to hit all of those pertinent bells and whistles down below, and you'll never miss a post. Happy Halloween, folks.